Hey, it's end time. I'm back. On the last part of that video, on the last one, I was talking about, what we had to do and what I had to do as a squad leader and from one of my persons in my squad dropping their weapon. And here's the thing. You have to get away. You have to get away from what's known as the TV, what's known as everyday bull crap. You have to get away from what you think is Ramboism and John Wayneism and you watch all these other movies, Lethal Weapon, and I mean, just the list goes on and on. Look, man, that's a game. We're talking about reality. But I learned that what you think emotionally does not matter. And once you sit back and think, and you drinking your cold beer, and you got your guns, and you think, oh, I'm going to kick A and take names. No, that's not the attitude to have. It's okay to say I'm pissed off and I want to take my country back. But what I'm talking about is when it comes time in the not so distant future that this stuff becomes reality. The days of practicing, the days of planning, okay, the days of thinking you know what you know will be over. You will have to put it all on the line, and have you in your mind, settle it in your heart that you're willing to do what it takes. That you're willing to be the leader, or you're willing to be led in what's coming. Because look, I got news for you. Let me put it like this. And I know that some of you think I'm an idiot the way I disperse my knowledge that I have and try to give to you. But I try to put it on an everyday level that people can understand. Okay. Say there's a wasp nest hanging on the side of my box and on my house, which that's the overhang, and some of you that don't know. And there's 500 wasps in it. It's about that big around. Okay, am I going to walk up to that wasp nest and thump them off of there one by one? No, I'm not. You're asking for a trip to the emergency room if they don't kill you, because there's so many of them. They're going to come out of there all at one time, and all their strategy is, let's get him. Every one of them have the same mindset, let's get him. Okay? So having said that, the way I deal with the wasp nest is this. I will either buy something that says it shoots 30 feet. I'll ease up the ladder. I'll wait till it gets cool. I'll even take a flashlight out there when it's cool and they're not as active or able to be able to be effective. And I will take that flashlight shining up there, and it says 3 or 4 sprays. I'll empty the friggin' can on them and watch them drop, okay? Till I know they're dead, then I'll knock the friggin' nest down and fish with the daggum eggs. That's the type of person I am, okay? I want to make sure it's done, okay? But I want to do it in a strategic way that I know they don't have no way, shape, form, or fashion to sting me or hit me. Now, I use that term, but you better think about what I'm telling you when it comes to taking America back. Okay? That's the kind of thinking you have to have. And I know good and well that you know what I'm talking about. And you better understand that end time ain't playing. Let's move on. I want to show you this. And I'm trying to quit. It's getting late. When developing tactical standing operations, TSOP, units should consider the following things: crowd control, extraction team, apprehension teams, lethal overwatch, marksman, observer teams, reserve and security forces. I'm going to skip the apprehension part because I'm not planning on apprehending nobody. But I will go to this. Lethal overwatch, marksman, and or observer teams. Think about what I'm telling you. Shouldn't we have a lethal overwatch that is created by a marksman, by people that do hit the target, that ain't some Rambo that says, I got this weapon and a big deal. I mean, big deal. I mean, can you strategically use that weapon? Do you know how to make that weapon where it don't sound the way it normally sounds without buying a suppressor? Do you know what to do there? Do you know how to hit that target? Do you know how to become invisible? Do you know? And understand that there must be people that go to the area that they must observe and bring back and bring back critical information that's pertinent to the situation that the other team is going to go in to do. And boy, I'm getting way ahead, so I should have never put this on this open channel. Do we have understanding that we must have reserve forces and security forces and backup teams to do what we got to do, yet we're still dealing with guerrilla warfare? Some of this ain't for y'all. Oh, man. But anyway, I'm putting it out there. I mean, look, they're going to have working dog teams to sniff stuff out. They're going to stop you at checkpoints. Your vehicles, they're going to sniff it out for gunpowder, ammunition, things of this nature. I mean, we got to be wise as a serpent. And they will begin to increase the apprehension of the people in America if they do not meet with a formidable resistance. And what I mean by that is not a bunch of people getting out there with weapons and going and shooting up folks. What I mean is this. The resistance must be where they cannot accommodate, nor can they adapt to what we're doing when it comes to it. And I'm simply putting out a video. I've never spoken against. I've never said to harm anybody or do anything. Let me just make that, let me put that disclaimer out there right now. End Time Watchman has never said to hurt anybody or do anything wrong to anyone. Never. I just said to get ready, and I'm putting information to you. You do what you want to with it. Let's move on. Because you got to understand something. These folks ain't playing. This is real deal. It says the team should be in the rear formation, plain side of the crowd, but in front of the command element, M33A1 squad RCA disperser. The MWD team works back and forth behind the formation as an intimidation measure. See, it's all about. It says the MWD may produce profound psychological effect on these people. These teams may also be used to help control individuals who have been captured by the recovery and apprehension teams. See, it's going to be about psychological. That's the main tool they've got. I'm not worried about them dropping a friggin' bomb out of an airplane on us or me. I'm not worried about that. They're not going to do it. If they did it to 1,500 Patriot houses at one time, the whole friggin' world would be on the American government. You got to understand that. The whole world would be over here to kick their butt. Okay? And when I mean that, I don't mean the other governments because they're bought out too and paid for and they're the Illuminati and New World. I mean, there would be such an outrage. Because you got to remember something. You and I didn't go into Iraq and bomb them down. We didn't go to Afghanistan and bomb them down. We didn't go to these different places, and we hadn't set up bases all over the world. The government did it, not us. They're not going to drop a big bomb. It ain't going to happen. Now, they may set off. Let me put this out there real clear right now. They may, in the not-so-distant future, allow a chemical, biological, or a limited nuclear device to go off in a major city. It may happen in the not-so-distant future. What greater psychological warfare to put out than the, boom, the boogeyman synthetic terrorist has done it again. They're going to get a rallying cry from the dummies to get behind that government. And then all of you militia patriots will become part of that terrorist network that's overseas that's coming over here, which they really ain't, and bombing us. And so we'll all be the enemy. And the little dumbass people, excuse me, Lord forgive me, the little dumb people that haven't pulled their head out of the sand will say, yep, let's get them too. And they'll become part of the New World Order with a badge on their chest to say, we hate you, you American patriot. We hate you, terrorist. We hate you, you American terrorist. You patriot terrorist, we hate you. I'm out of time. I'm going to have to do one more. I'll be back.